At least some European Muslims were physically identifiable as such, not because of the existence of any Muslim race as distinct from all others, but because since many Muslims had immigrated recently from the same area of North Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia, their natural interrelationship was a natural consequence of the shared gene pool of this area. These complexities were too much for the average racist, who observed that the Muslims looked different, equating this difference with the possession of foreign and sinister qualities. This made the task of Islamophobic propaganda infinitely easier. Moreover, the Muslims were conspicuously successful as a minority in a few trades and professions, and also conspicuously overrepresented in the urban underclass, and it was therefore possible to channel envy and frustration against the supposed evidences of Muslim will to wealth and tendency towards ignorance and poverty towards them. Furthermore, since everywhere in Europe the Muslims were a minority, and one that was never fully integrated, they were the most susceptible of all minorities to serving as a kind of screen upon which to project guilt feelings and obtain psychological release. Since Europe's Muslims were widely dispersed, this projection occurred in every country of Europe. Thus, Islamophobes could prove that the universality of Islamophobia in Europe was natural and showed that there was something wrong with the Muslims. Finally, the erstwhile religious hostility of Christianity, of course, was now submerged, but subconsciously it had had its effect on the collective psyche. Now, as you can see, I've been reading from a book, and not really very well, because I was sort of making it up as I went along. The book that I'm reading from is a book called The Black Shirts by a respected British historian of the 1970s, and it's about Sir Oswald Mosley and his movement, the British Union of Fascists. The bit that I read was an explanation of black shirt anti-Semitism, British fascist anti-Semitism. I read it more or less verbatim, but all that I did was substitute the Muslims for the Jews, and their origins for the origins of the supposed origins of British Jews. Now, this kind of thing and the similarities between the anti-Semitism of the 1930s and the Islamophobia, which I call racism, of today, have me really worried. I don't like where this is going, and that's why I deliberately use strong language like racism. Thank you.